Madhova Kunja Vihari Gopinjana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhova Kunja Vihari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Deva
Naranjeva
Narottamam
Narottamam
Devim Sarasatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswati
Tato
Vyasam
Jayamudhire
Tato
Tato Jayam
Jayamudhire
Dhirahe
Nashta Prayasha Vadreshu
Nashta
Narasimha
Prayesu
Bhadreshu
Madresu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam
Nityam
Bhagavata
Bhagavad
Sevaya
Bhagavati
Sevaya
Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama
Bhagavati
Shloke
Uttama Sloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki
Bhaktir
Bhaktir
Bhakti
Bhavati
Nastiki.
Nastiki.
Narada Uvacha
Narada
Narada
Uvacha
Uvacha
Puranjanaha Swamahishim
Puranjana
Puranjana
Swamaheshi
Swamahi
Nirikshya Vadutam Bhuvi
Nirikshya
Nirikshavaduta
Vadutam
Bhuvi
Bhuvi
Tat Sangonmatita Jnano
Tatsango
Tatsango
Matita
Matita
Jnano
Jano
Vaiklavyam Paramam Yayo
Vaiklavyam
Viklavyam
Paramam Yo
Paramamyo
Narada Uvacha
Narada
Nanda Uvacha
Uvacha
Puranjanaha Swamarshihim
Purana
Puranjana
Swamaharshi
Swamahishim
Puranjanaha Swamahishim
Puranjana
Purana
Swamahishim
Swamahishi
Puranjanaha Swamahishim
Puranjana Swamahishi
Niriksha Avadhutam Bhuvi
Nirikshya
Niriksha
Vadutam Bhuvi
Niriksha
Avadhutam
Avadhutam Bhuvi
Nirikshya
Niriksha
Vadutam
Avadhutam
Bhuvi
Bhuvi
Puranjana Swamahishim
Puranjana
Puranjana Swamahishi
Swamahishim
Puranjana Swamahishim
Puranjana
Puranjana
Swamahishi
Swamahishim
Niriksha Vadutam Bhuvi
Nirikshya
Niriksha
Vadutam
Avadhuta
Bhuvi
Niriksha
Bhuvi
Vadutam Bhuvi
Nirikshya
Avadhuta
Vadutam
Bhuvi
Bhuvi
Puranjana Swamahishim
Puranjana
Puranjana
Swamahishi
Niriksha
Swamahishim
Avadhutam Bhuvi
Nirikshya
Niriksha
Vadutam
Avadhuta
Bhuvi
Bhuvi
Niriksha Avadhutam Bhuvi
Nirikshya
Niriksha
Vadutam
Avadhuta
Bhuvi
Bhuvi
Sangon Matita Jnano
Tatsango Madita Jnano
Tatsango
Tatsangon Matitam Jnano
Tatsango Madita Jnano
Jnano
Tatsango Matita Jnano
Tatsango
Tatsango
Madita
Matita
Jnano
Jnano
Vaiklavyam Paramam Yayo
Vaiklavyam
Eklavyam
Paramam
Paramam
Yayo
Yayo
Vaiklavyam Paramam Yayo
वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो
तत्सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
तत्सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
सङ्गो मतिता ज्ञानो
तत्सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो
वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो
पुरञ्जना समहिषीम्
पुरञ्जना
पुरञ्जनः
स्वमहिषीम्
समहिषीम्
पुरञ्जनः
निरीक्ष
स्वमहिषीम्
अवधुतां भुवि
निरीक्ष्य अवधुतां भुवि
निरीक्ष अवधुतां भुवि
निरीक्ष्य अवधुतां भुवि
तत्सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
तत्सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो
वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो
पुरञ्जनः समहिषीम्
पुरञ्जनः
निरीक्ष
स्वमहिषीम्
अवधुतां भुवि
निरीक्ष्य अवधुतां भुवि
सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
तत्सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो
वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो
जनः समहिषीम्
पुरञ्जनः
निरीक्ष्य
स्वमहिषीम्
अवधुतां भुवि
निरीक्ष्य अवधुतां भुवि
तत्सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
तत्सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
तं परमं ययो
वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो
नारदा उवाच
नारद
पुरञ्जना समहिषीम्
पुरञ्जनः
निरीक्ष्य
स्वमहिषीम्
अवधुतां भुवि
निरीक्ष्यावधुतां भुवि
तत्सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
तत्सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
परमं ययो
वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो
समहिषीम्
पुरञ्जना
निरीक्ष्य
समहिषीम्
अवधुतां भुवि
निरीक्ष्यावधुतां भुवि
सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
तत्सङ्गोन्मतिता
वैक्लव्यं
ज्ञानो
परमं ययो
वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो
पुरञ्जनः समहिषीम्
पुरञ्जनः
निरीक्ष्य
समहिषीम्
अवधुतां भुवि
निरीक्ष्यावधुतां भुवि
सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
तत्सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो
तं परमं ययो
वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो
नारदवाच पुरञ्जना स्वमहिषी तत्सङ्गोन्मतितो ज्ञानो वैक्लव्यं परमं नारदवाच पुरञ्जना स्वमहिषी तथा सङ्गोन्मतिता ज्ञानो वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो नारदवाच पुरञ्जना स्वमहिषी सत्सङ्गो मतिता ज्ञानो वैक्लव्यं परमं नारदवाच ज्ञास्वमहिषी सत्सङ्गो मतिता ज्ञानो वैक्लव्यं परमं यशो नारदवाच पुरञ्जना स्वमहिषी ईशावधुतां ततसङ्गो मतिता ज्ञानो वैक्लव्यं परमं यशो
ऑनलाइन
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु कृष्ण प्रभु नाम नारदा उवाच पुरञ्जनः स्वमहिषीं निरीक्ष्य अवधूतां भुवि तत्संगोन्मतिता ज्ञानो वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी धर्म प्रणाम.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
नारदा उवाच पुरञ्जानः स्वमहिषीं निरीक्ष्यावधुताम्बुवि तत्सङ्गोन्मथितज्ञानो वैक्लव्यं परमं ययौ. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
नारद उवाच पुरञ्जना स्वमहिषीं निरक्ष्य अवधुतं भुवि तत्सङ्गोन्मथितज्ञानो वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु प्रणाम प्रभु.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी. नारद उवाच पुरञ्जनः स्वमहिषी निरीक्ष्यावधुतां भुवि तत्सङ्गोन्मथितज्ञानो वैक्लव्यं परमं ययो. हरे कृष्ण. थैंक यू.
Done. Naradaha Uvacha. The great sage Narada spoke. Puranjanaha, King Puranjana, Samahishi, his own queen, Niriksha, after seeing Avadhutam, appearing like a mendicant, Bhuvi, on the ground, Tat, Har, Sangha, by association, Unmatita, encourage, Jnanaha, whose knowledge, Vaikalklavyam, bewilderment, Paramam, supreme, Yayau, obtained.
Obtained.
The great sage Narada continued, my dear King Prachina Bari, as soon as King Puranjana saw his queen lying on the ground, appearing like a mendicant, he immediately became bewildered. The great sage Narada continued,
The great Narada
my dear
continued.
King Prachina Bari,
My
My
dear
dear
King
King
as soon
Prachin
Prachina,
as
son,
King Puranjana
King
saw his
Puranjana
queen lying
saw his queen
on the
lying
ground,
on the ground,
appearing like a mendicant,
appearing like
he
a mendicant.
immediately
He
he
became
immediately
bewildered.
became bewildered. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, the word avadhutam is especially significant, for it refers to a mendicant who does not take care of his body. Since the queen was lying on the ground without bedding and proper dress, King Puranjana became very much aggrieved. In other words, he repented that he had neglected his intelligence and had engaged himself in the forest in killing animals. In other words, when one's good intelligence is separated or neglected, he fully engages in sinful activities. Due to neglecting one's good intelligence or Krishna consciousness, one becomes bewildered and engages in sinful activities. Upon realizing this, a man becomes repentant. Such repentance is described by Narottama Dasa Thakura as Hari Hari Vifale Janama Gunaino Manushya Janma Paiya Radha Krishna Bhajiya Janiya Shuniya Vishakhaino. Narottama Dasa Thakura herein says that he repents for having spoiled his human life and knowingly drunk poison. By not being Krishna conscious, one willingly drinks the poison of material life. The purport is that one certainly becomes addicted to sinful activities when he becomes devoid of his good chaste wife or when he has lost his good sense and does not take to Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
We can read some more.
Yes, Prabhuji.
8.1. Santav Santavayan Shlakshnanaya Vacha
शान्तमयनं
Hridayena Vidhuyata Preyasyaha Sneha Samrambha Lingam Atmani Nabhyagat. King with aggrieved mind began to speak with his wife with a very pleasing words. Although he was filled with regret and tried to pacify her, he could not see any symptoms of anger caused by love within the heart of his beloved wife.
Purport. The king very much regretted having left his queen and having gone to the forest to execute sinful activities. When a person regrets his sinful activities, the abandoning of Krishna consciousness and good intelligence, his path of deliverance from the path of material clutches is open. as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.5. Parabhavastavad abhojato yavanna jignasata atmatattvam. When a person loses his Krishna consciousness and loses interest in self-realization, he must engage in sinful activities. All one's activities in a life devoid of Krishna consciousness simply lead to defeat and misuse of one's life. Naturally, one who comes to Krishna consciousness regrets his previous sinful activities in the human form. Only by this process can one be delivered from the clutches of nascence or ignorance in materialistic life. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
One more way to 3, 8. Anunenye ata shanakai Hiro anunaya kovidaha
वीरो अनुनय
Anunaya
कोविदः
Kovidaha
Sparshapada yugalam
स्पर्शपादयुगलम्
Sangalalitam.
आहाचोत्सङ्गलालिताम्.
Because the king was very expert in flattery, he began to pacify his queen very slowly. First he touched her 2 feet, then he embraced her nicely, seating her on his lap and began to speak as follows.
Purport. One has to awaken his Krishna consciousness by first regretting his past deeds. Just as King Puranjana began to flatter his queen, one should, by deliberate consideration, raise himself to the platform of Krishna consciousness. To attain such an end, one must touch the lotus feet of the spiritual master. Krishna consciousness cannot be achieved by self-endeavor. One must therefore approach a self-realized Krishna conscious person and touch his lotus feet. Prahlad Maharaj therefore said, नैषां मतिस्तावत् उरुक्रमाङ्घ्रिं स्पर्श्यते अनर्थ अपगमो यदर्थः महीयसां पादरजो अभिषेकं निष्किञ्चनानं न वृणीत यावत्. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.32. One cannot come to presence of Krishna consciousness unless he touches the dust of the lotus feet of a person who has become a Mahatma, a great devotee. This is the beginning of the surrendering process. Lord Krishna wants everyone to surrender unto him, and this surrendering process begins when one touches the lotus feet of a bona fide spiritual master. By sincerely rendering service to a bona fide spiritual master, one begins his spiritual life in Krishna consciousness. Touching the lotus feet of a spiritual master means giving up one's false prestige and unnecessarily puffed up position in the material world. Those who remain in the darkness of material existence due to their falsely prestigious positions, so-called scientists and philosophers, are actually atheists. They do not know the ultimate cause of everything. Although bewildered, they are not ready to surrender themselves to the lotus feet of a person who knows things in their proper perspective. In other words, one cannot arouse Krishna consciousness simply by his own mental speculation. One must surrender to a bona fide spiritual master. Only then the process will help one. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Anunanyata Shanakai
अनुनिन्यात शनखि
Viro Anunaya Kovidaha
वीरो अनुनय
Anunaya
कोविदः
Kovidaha
Pasparsha Pada Yugalam
अस्पर्शपादयुगलम्
Asparshapadayugalam
Ahatutsanga Lolitam
आहाचोत्सङ्गलोलितम्
Ahatutsanga Lalitam.
आहाचोत्सङ्गलालिताम्.
Because the king was very expert in flattery, he began to pacify his queen very slowly. First he touched her 2 feet, then he embraced her nicely, sitting her on his lap, and began to speak as follows. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Namo Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Panchang Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
So there are two elements in Bhagavad Gita also. Different elements of acquiring knowledge are there. And what is the first thing? Amanitvam adambitvam. Without that, the spiritual life does not start. Anybody can locate the verse? Amanitvam adambitvam. Locate this. So now, this is what is being said in the beginning. Somebody has to become humble. Humble means not something very artificial, I am very humble. Humble means to see the reality, how we are wasting our life. People are very proud when I am going to office and I am working. But be sure, if not connected to Krishna consciousness, everything is a waste. Prabhupada says actually people are paid for nothing. Because this whatever the work they are doing, it is nothing connected to the pleasure of the Lord. Something we are working. And we are very proud.
BG, chapter 13.
Ah?
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, 8 to 12 text, Prabhuji.
No, give me the link. Don't announce, please.
प्रभुजी चैट ओपन नहीं है.
Oh, chat बंद कर. ऐसा किया. No, it's host and co-host के लिए है.
हाँ तो होस्ट को होस्ट कोई नहीं है. होस्ट कोई नहीं है.
Okay. Okay. Now you see that elements which are involved. Amanitvam, adambitvam. You can repeat after me. Amanitvam adambitvam.
Amanitvam adambitvam.
Ahimsa shanti marjavam.
Ahimsa shanti
Aryopashanam shaucham.
Acharyopasanam
Dhairyam atma vinigraha. This much at least will let us understand the first part. It's very important in spiritual life, we see where we are situated. Unless we admit there is a problem, why you will take medicine? Why you will go to a spiritual master? If somebody thinks he can control his mind without reading Prabhupada books, what you can do about him? You cannot do anything about that person. He is living in some hallucination, that's all. Somebody thinks he can control himself without living in association or devotees, what you can do? Somebody thinks he can control himself without chanting Hare Krishna. At least these are the first most important elements. But I don't do that, then definitely your mind is not controlled. And your mind is not controlled, but you will not admit it. People do not even admit. The first thing in spiritual life is to admit that I don't know. I know that I don't know. This much knowledge that I don't know how to control. Now you say, suppose you put up a class, mind control, nobody will come. Because everybody thinks he can control his mind. Only a gentleman comes, I don't know how to control a mind. Because people are proud in this world. And then another thing is that they are wasting their time. Because they cannot control their mind, they are wasting their time and they are doing so many sinful activities, they are not even ashamed of that. The gentleman feels, no, Just like Prabhupada is quoting the famous verse, Hari Hari Bifale, then Manusha Janma Paya, Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya, Janiya Shuniya Vishakhaya. Very famous verse. Anybody can chant this verse without seeing?
Hari Hari Vifale Janam Gonaino Manushya Janam Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya Janiya Shuniya Vish Khaino.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When you take cold water bath, there are many benefits. Number one, after cold water bath, you feel fresh. After hot water bath, you feel sleepy. गर्म पानी से नहा के नींद आती है. फ्रेश ठंडे पानी से नहा के आदमी फ्रेश हो जाता है. And another benefit of cold water bath is that you will start singing something. And you will sing Hari Hari Bifala. So this is very important song. Prabhupada keeps quoting it. As an acharya, he is not quoting for himself. He doesn't waste a second. He is quoting for us. Hari Hari Vifale Janma Kayayo. He is looking at us. Vifale Janma, just waste your life. So, gentleman means he actually recognizes that there is problem. Once there is a problem, then we look for a solution. So there is a problem, but you do not see what is the problem. See, you cannot go to Guru unless you are humble. Ama Nitvam. We have a sense, I'm entitled. I'm entitled to this, I'm entitled to that. And we have a sense of that. The devotee doesn't have that. He's actually humble. He's not entitled to anything. So, Amanitvam, as a devotee recognizes Amanitvam, Adambitvam, they together are similar words. And actually, he has no pride. He becomes humble. That is the beginning of spiritual life. And he can see, he repents for all the foolish activity that he has done. We have many examples in the Bhagavatam. People repented, then they took to spiritual life. We can take the example of, yes, any example, a person repented and then he took to spiritual life. Or repentance of sinful activities, any person.
Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni.
Which Durvasa Muni?
Ajamil Prabhuji.
Durvasa Muni.
Valmiki. Ratnakar.
Bilva Mangala Thakur.
Our name we will never put, no? Correct? Because we will never admit our...
We ourselves and Ajamila also.
In the list, our name will not be there.
Our name will be the first.
We want our name in some other place. Potala. When you tell any people have the tendency of swakatha. I did this. 1985 I did this. 1989 I did this. They only talk about the good things they did in their life. But actually, if they have done one good thing, every person has done 10 bad things also. Therefore, a gentleman never talks about himself. Because he knows he's cheating. Correct? Suppose I say, what I did very nice. What I did this. But a gentleman will not say that because he knows he is hiding many times more sinful things he did during the same time. He is hiding them. Correct? Swakatha. Shanvatam, Swakatha Krishna. Swakatha, that's the biggest problem. We talk about ourselves. One of the symptoms of a gentleman is that he will not amanitam adambitvam. If you want to become, please stop talking about yourself or your so-called silly achievement. Stop it, please. Correct? He has not become humble. Or you'll become humble. Every time you are glorifying her, I did that, I did this, and I did that. Then where the humility will start? कहाँ शुरुआत किधर होगा? पूरे टाइम तो अपने को मक्खन लगाते रहे तो ये कोई बोले यार तू बेवकूफ है क्या किया तूने खाली समय बर्बाद हैं? We become angry. But where is amanitam adambitam? There is amanitam adambitam. Stop talking about yourself. You know? And then stop talking about people who are silly, who are also speaking about themselves. In the world, there is a glorification going on of fools. Don't hear that. It's actually humble. There is selfishness, extended selfishness. We talk about ourselves, we talk about not myself, my family. We don't talk about my family, I talk about my friends, my relatives, my country, my state. It's all pride only, My country, pride. They're watching cricket match, out of pride only, My country, which is your country? When Arjuna was saying, Krishna, how can I, Swajana, how can I kill my own relatives? So Krishna's Prabhupada says in the purport, this is the main problem, Swajana. My own man. What is this, my own man? This is where there will be humility, because my own man means I am wonderful, my own men are wonderful, I should protect them. So where there is going to be humility? It's only pride, extended selfishness, extended pride. The person will not. So a really humble person understands. He understands, you see, for humility, what all things are needed to become humble. Number one, to understand, I am actually an idiot. Humble means actually humble. Therefore, I remember a long time, two devotees were fighting. So when a senior devotee was counseling them, that you need realized humility to stop fighting. We see so many people, small thing. It's so, for people who are doing the work of management, horrible. They fight. And you say, why? Because no humility has come. Simply, I'm holding it, and they will be walking like that. The mind is blowing so much mahankara. What is this japa? First thing, understand. What is the first thing in humility? To understand that I'm actually useless. Be convinced of it. I'm thoroughly useless. You should be convinced. True? And number two, because I waste so much time. Today, if somebody gives me 24 hours, 1 minute I don't do service with love to Prabhupada. Correct? 1 minute also. Even if I do something, I do a lot of ankara. I'm doing very nicely. I'm great. I'm doing very nice. So we have to humility. And then humility, let us think, what are the reasons we should be humble? Take care. Number two, and humility, because we have done so much sinful activity. It's actually a shame. Yeah. Or any other example why we should be humble? Yeah, nobody? Why we should be humble?
प्रभु जी, विनम्रता हमें प्रभु के करीब लाती है, और जरा सा भी हम अहंकार करें तो हमारा पतन हो जाता है, हम अलग हो जाते हैं भगवान से, एक दिन की जितना भी अहंकार आए.
ठीक है. Just 2 words बताओ, class नहीं. So we are humble because we left the Krishna's lotus feet. ठीक है? You're humble. क्या कृष्ण को ही छोड़ दिया? क्या घमंड किस चीज का? Yes, any other point why we should be humble? Because even though I make determination today that, okay, I will chant, sit down in one place and chant, I forget that determination itself in 2 minutes. And that's why I said, right, likh lo to acha hai, yaad rahega shayad. We can see that I cannot pick myself up. Therefore, I become humble. I cannot pick myself up. There is a prayer in Shishtastaka, my Lord, please pick me up from the dust of your lotus feet. Keep me at the dust of your lotus feet. What is the prayer? What is the shloka? Please pick me up. I cannot pick myself up.
I nandana tanuja kinkaram patitam va vishame bhavambujam avava pada pankachastita dhuli sadrasham vichintare.
He's very nice. Thank you very much, Mataji. He's praying that please pick me up. So humility means he understands that he cannot pick himself up. Correct? Then your life will change. Somebody giving you advice, some instruction, please tell me. You should not do like that. Thank you very much. Please instruct me. Correct? No? That's humility has developed now. He knows. In fact, he knows that he is standing on the blessings of the Lord. That is humility. He is standing on the supplies of the Lord. That is humility. He says, like Arjuna was, after the Mahabharata war, Arjuna was standing. He could not fight. There was a situation, he was attacked by ordinary people and he was defeated. Ordinary people, village people, just smashed him. His Gandiva was there, useless. So he understood that I had special powers, that was the Leela of the Lord, Brahma was created. I had special powers, but these powers have been now withdrawn. Because of the Mahabharata war, Krishna had invested in special powers. And these powers have been now withdrawn, correct? So many times we feel, why Krishna is not empowering me to do that? He empowered when it was needed, when you had the intention to do something for which you are capable. You're not capable to do something, you have big intention, desire, then it's only karma will sanction, karma may not sanction. Correct? It's only your karma. When we have a sincere desire to serve Krishna and you are actually capable of executing that service to Krishna and Krishna wants, sanctions that, then you get empowered. Boom! Temple came up. Now we think we make college, but Krishna is not empowering because he doesn't feel you're qualified to do something in the college. You'll simply sleep. So first become qualified, then you see Krishna's empowerment comes, correct? So we become humble. Humble means we do not feel I'm entitled. And being entitled, putting demands, this is not a humble person will never do. It's always, that is, say in the Gurukul, the training used to be, whole day there is serving the Guru. Children's, correct? Guror hitam. Brahmachari Gurukule pasandantam guror hitam. They will be staying there for pleasing the spiritual master. What a training. Now everything is dismantled. And they will, whole day they will go, they will bring rice, they will bring other items, the cooking is done, food is ready. If Guru forgets to call that person, he will fast that day. Because why? He doesn't feel he's entitled. क्या भाई मैं लाया था, मैं गया था, मैं भी 2 किलो राइस लाया था, क्या मेरे को खाने के लिए बुलाया नहीं है? क्या आदमी है? We are like that. We are like that. So that is not humble. Humble means he actually feels he is not entitled to anything. Correct? We had that over there. Someday we had prasadam kept. So there was some visitor who had come, you can say. So that time in my room I called, make them sit. They had Rajbhoga. Okay. And then what happened, recently we had some big events, so a lot of public was there. Rajbhoga is very small, they kept it aside. Why? Those items are not there. He's feeling entitled. He no humility. I am so thank you, Prabhuji, that was very nice. That day I could have the Rajbhoga. Still 6-7 items are there, not satisfied. Why that is not there? You got entitlement. No humility. This world is full of people who are so proud actually, so proud. Proud, illogical, mad, crazy. And to deal them is not easy actually. So amanitvam, adambitvam, when somebody has, we can feel it in 1 minute. Don't think, no. Now if I am humble, that person, no, that dealing with the metal world is different. When dealing among devotees, you go to your office and he says, so you know something? No, I don't know anything. You'll never get a job. And if you have a job, they'll throw you out, correct? Metal world, we have to behave vyavarika something. But in the association of devotees, this is visible. So pleasing, so pleasing. We had written recently to our Atul Krishna Prabhu, Prabhuji, when are you taking class again? So I think I'm traveling now. I will be able to do it in November if you permit me. So that's the nature of a gentleman, humble. It's very pleasing. In fact, particularly in Kali Yuga, where people are so proud, you cannot do even preaching on the level of authority. If you exert your authority the way it used to be in previous time, You cannot even preach. Therefore, in Kali Yuga, even Krishna does not appear as Krishna. Krishna appears hidden. Because in this age, suppose Krishna comes as Krishna, okay? Yes, anybody wants to know Bhagavad Gita, you can come. Nobody will come. Nobody will come. Then Krishna says, why you are slaughtering cows? Even in India, cows are getting slaughtered or buffaloes are getting slaughtered. Krishna says, why you are slaughtering animals? People will come to fight. And Krishna will have to kill everybody. All proud people. है ना? कृष्णा अगर अभी आ गए तो बिल्कुल कालकी का रूप लेना पड़ेगा या परशुराम का रूप. बात नहीं, कोई सुनने वाला नहीं है. लड़ने आएंगे सब. Therefore, in Kali Yuga, Krishna comes as Channa Avatara, hidden Avatara, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what does it does? Shri Radha Govinda ki. And what does it do? He very humbly presents with a blade of grass within his mouth. Please chant Hare Krishna. You are very wonderful. Prabhupada gives an example of preaching in Kali Yuga. In fact, there is a shloka for that. I don't know if anybody can locate that shloka, very special shloka. You are so intelligent, you are so beautiful, you are so religious, you are so many big things. But I humbly request you, please forget everything, chant Hare Krishna. Correct? What is that? Forget everything and chant Hare Krishna. That is a famous quotation. And this is how the preaching has to happen in Kali Yuga. Amanitvam adambitvam. So, even if you are something which you are not, if you are not amanitvam adambitvam, you cannot preach in Kali Yuga. Nobody will listen to you. Correct? Why should anybody take advice? Okay. Ahimsa, not giving pain to another individual. Correct? We can give pain, mental pain, physical pain. It doesn't do that. We can give pain to other people by our gestures, by our words, and even physically. Devotee does not do that. He is not cause of pain to anybody. Kshanti. Now, he is very, very tolerant. Other people try to give him pain, which people do that, because Rasik, Tamsik people, business is to give you pain. Because their own heart, they are full of so many sinful activities in this life and previous life. Their heart is full of pain. Because heart is giving so much pain, they don't feel ashamed to give pain to other people. है ना? अपना दर्द है. Like every day it happens, we see somebody kill somebody. है ना? Somebody, murder happens. Big murders happen and whole country is shaken up. It happens. Because their heart is full of pain, they don't mind giving pain to another person. We see so much happening. Somebody is burnt alive, somebody is cut to pieces, every day happening, correct? Why? Because there are no tolerance. Somebody gives me pain, I tolerate. That is there for the devotee's quality. Titikshavaha karunika. He is very, very tolerant, but is merciful. Ahimsa, he doesn't give pain to another person. Now, Arjavam. Next one is Arjavam. Very, very simple, straightforward, not duplicitous. Personally, if I hate somebody, I hate duplicitous people. Cannot sit with that person for 2 minutes. Because he's saying something to you doesn't mean his head is full of offenses, full of hatred for you. How do you sit with such people? Correct? मतलब ये जाए तो मतलब हमें शांति से रहो, है ना? So that is very important. If sometimes in personal dealings to develop relationship, what are the thing? Dadati pratigranati, है ना? What is the shloka? Hare Krishna.
Dadati pratigranati.
Goyam.
Goyam akhyati pruchati.
Dadati pratigrahanati guhyamakyati prachati bhunte.
So it's very, very important in dealing with the devotees. Yeah, dadati pratigrahanati. I feel personally even more important is the second line. Ana? Goyam akhyati prachati. To reveal one's own mind. Don't hide. Then there is no relationship. Okay, now. And then hear his mind. then genuine relationship develops. Correct? If you keep 10 things in your mind, don't tell him, he keeps 10 things in his mind, doesn't tell you, where the relationship will come? Relationship doesn't develop. Trust doesn't develop. Okay? Guhyam akhyati prichati is extremely important. Other things will, I think this is what actually happens to the spiritual master when he goes. Now he's not in the first day giving some donation or he's giving some nice sweets to eat. That's okay, helps. That helps the process. But the most important is the middle line. Guhyam akhyati prichati. Yes, I don't know anything what I'm to do in my life. Arjuna doesn't say Krishna, I give you some donation. He doesn't do that. What does it say? Karpanna dosha. Anybody know the shloka?
कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभावात् पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढचेतां यश्रेयस्यान्वस्य तं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् हरे कृष्ण
He reveals. He's revealing his mind to Krishna. Yes, Krishna, what should I do? I feel I'm becoming victim. He is feeling, assessing himself and revealing. He is not speaking duplicitously. Then Krishna is not going to guide him. Many times we take advice, but we are really not convinced I should take advice from him. Not that way. He is genuinely convinced here is a great personality and is convinced actually that there is a problem. He is revealing his heart. My whole conscience is afflicted by miserly weakness. He has genuine humility. In fact, what Arjuna does, what the shloka is saying, we agree, we first become humble, and then what it says? Shishyasteham. That is what the whole purport today was. The first we agree, there is a repentance, yes. What is Karpanna dosha? We don't agree. Karpanna dosha is there. No, I am so wonderful. What is so wonderful about you? There are a million faults. Arjuna is actually a gentleman who has no faults. By Yoga Maya, some fault has been introduced within his system, and in noticing that, and he's stopping the war, he's feeling ashamed. We are walking with million faults shamelessly and having big pride about himself, I'm that. And there are million faults which are there within our system, correct? We live with that. Arjuna is a pure soul, zero faults. And by Yoga Maya, some fault is introduced within his system and he's feeling now attachment to his relatives and all, and not caring for service to Krishna, he immediately becomes aware of the fault. Just like I have a general experience. Some devotees, very wonderful devotees, they are very careful, they don't make a single offense to anybody. They are always respectful to all devotees. They don't put judgment on anybody unless it is their service. They don't criticize anybody. Okay? They are always serving devotees, always polite. They actually feel bliss of Krishna consciousness. And then they're always worried because it's their experience, the slightest offense will disturb their spiritual life tomorrow. They know that. They're very, very careful. Now, if somebody whose heart is empty, then he has, understand, more and more he is destroying himself. Because he doesn't care making 10 more offenses because there is no Krishna conscious at all. Like we have so many examples, those who are Krishna conscious, slightest of offense, they are careful. Even there are offenses which are conscious and something which is done unconsciously. We all know the example of Rupa Goswami, you speak 100 times. He didn't make an offense to the Langada consciously, it happened unconsciously. Even of that he is very, very careful, that should also not happen. True? He apologized, got it corrected. Sometimes we don't say something to it, but somebody may mishear, communication problem, correct, and may take an offense. He is very careful that known and unknown offenses does not happen. But people who are not in Krishna consciousness, who are just karmis, and they don't care, I'm making an offense. I'm saying something which I should not speak, it will hurt him. He's dear to Krishna, he's serving Krishna. Why should I hear him? Even a Kanishtadhikari, if you hurt, you cannot go back to Krishna. Even slightest offense, will be very, very careful. Amanitvam, adambitvam. That is part of his life, karma. And therefore he approaches Krishna and takes shelter. Therefore, dust of the lotus feet of Krishna are taken by a devotee. Ahimsa shanti marjam. Take it very important, ahimsa. It does not give pain to anybody. Ahimsa, Shanti is very, very tolerant. Arjavam, simple. Devotee means simple. So a person who is, there are two kind of people, who is simple, another person is simplicity and duplicity. They're two different things. Duplicitous, at least personally, I keep away from such people. We cannot live long with them. Even the relationship is going to break very soon, correct? Duplicitous. What relationship is that? Acharya Pasanam. The next thing, after covering this five, this is called Purusharya. Before initiation, we also have examination, so many things. Because we feel these five qualities should develop. These five qualities are not there, the person should not be initiated. What are the five qualities? He has no pride, he is a very humble person. He should have not give pain to another people, tolerate. If somebody speaks one word, what is person is not fit to be initiated. Anarjam, very simple, very simple. Okay? So these qualities, then Acharya Pashanam, then only a bona fide spiritual master will give Diksha. Correct? Otherwise, no, there is no need, wasting time. And then when Acharya gives Diksha, what is going to happen? Shaucham. The person will feel very, very purified, because by internally purified and externally the instruction of Acharya is what? Follow the regulative principles. That is Shaucham. You will be very pure, qualified. Sthairyam. Because of the instruction of the spiritual master, he will be determined, fixed in devotion service. Atma Vinigraha. Okay? What is the word, meaning of the word Atma Vinigraha? Self-control. Very good, very good. So then, because of the instruction of spiritual master, now he will be able to control himself. So what are the visible symptoms when somebody takes to the shelter of an acharya, a bona fide acharya? Shaucham, he will become purified. It's so pure. And therefore Prabhupada used to say, face is the index of the mind. People are saying, why are devotees so bright-faced? Because they are pure in life now. Asthairiam, they are fixed, no doubts now. Atma Vinigraha is able to control their senses, control themselves. That's a symptom of a Indriyartheshu Vairagyam. They exhibit detachment from the sense object. Anahankara evacha, no pride in them. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarshanam. That's the beginning of knowledge. That's the real problem of life, is unnecessarily I am suffering. Janma mrityu jara vyadi, I am a spirit soul. Why I am suffering in this world? With Janma mrityu jara vyadi, asakti, detachment. Anabhishwangaha. What is the meaning of Anabhishwanga? Being without association of karmi is very good. Putradhara grihadeshu. Not too much attachment to Putradhara grihadeshu. Nityam cha samachittatvam. Always maintaining good consciousness. Ishta panishta pattishu. Ishta nishta upapattishu. Where is it gone? Kya? Ishta, desirable. Anishta, undesirable. So he is not disturbed. Very good. Nityam cha samatitvam sama. So his mind is always peaceful. Sometimes you get things in this world which are pleasing. Ishtha. Anishtha. You get things which are not very pleasing to you. He is peaceful. He is not very disturbed. Correct? Sometimes we are honored, sometimes we are dishonored. We become very disturbed. No. He is very peaceful in both the situations. Very good. Mahicha ananya yogena bhakti cha vicharini. Prabhupada said this is the most important. Now, after I have taken shelter of spiritual master, what is there in the core of his heart? What is going to give you? Bhakti avivicharini. Pure devotion to the Lord. Bhakti, devotion to the Lord he achieves. The whole day develop desire, I want to serve Krishna. Okay? That is the heart of a pure devotee. Sincere love for Krishna. Bhakti happens when there is love for Krishna as awakened in the heart. I want to serve Krishna. Vivikta desha sevitvam arati jana samsiti. Vivikta desha sevitvam. Yeah, what is the meaning of the word vivikta? Vivikta to solitary. Vivikta desha sevitvam. Now Prabhupada translates that, explains the purport. Vivikta doesn't mean he goes, that is not recommended today, but he keeps away from unwanted people and their blabber. Just like sometimes I see unfortunate devotees also doing on the mobile what this karmi is doing. Arey Baba, keep away. You should know something, you should know what's happening in this world, but you should have a sense of vairagya. If vairagya is not there, whole day, what happening? Vivikta, desha sevitva, detachment, the general mass of people. Arati jana samsadi. What is the meaning of arati jana samsadi? Arati, without being attachment. Rati, no rati. Jana samsadi. Okay, very good. That's continuation of Vivikta desha sevitam, arati jana sam. General mass of people, there is some kind of a detachment. Okay, very good. Adhyatma jnana nitvatvam. And he has not developed. See, each is climbing one step over another. One step over another. Where it began? Adambitvam, amanitvam. Humility. है ना, उधर से शुरुआत हुआ और एक के बाद एक बढ़ता चला जा रहा है. Adhyatma jnana, this is, we always talk about all the time cultivating spiritual knowledge. And this will happen after all this is there. If you are so much attached to the material world, whole day you'll be walking, what happened, watching this reel, that reel, hai na? That's what is happening to everybody. Why? Because you should be Adhyatma jnana nitvatvam. You should be cultivating spiritual knowledge. Oh, very nice today. But aapko to kuch aur mein busy hai aap log. Adhyatma jnana nitvatvam, you have to come to this platform. Adhyatma jnana, tattva jnanartha, tattva jnanartha darshanam. For that you have to read Prabhupada books. The whole day you are reading news, watching reels, where Adhyatma jnana nitvatvam will come. Adambitvam amanitvam, you think you are very fine, you do not know you are in such a great danger. If you die today, मैं नरक जाने वाला है, कुछ है ही नहीं, humility है ही नहीं, है ना? अगर अभी मरे किधर जाएंगे? खुद सोचो, सच से सोचो, सीधा नरक का द्वार खुलेगा. इतना पाप किए है ना, किधर जाने वाला? Humility means he understands, है ना? That's why one very nice devotee was telling that if you see Krishna, अपना सिर नीचे हो जाएगा, शर्म के मारे. I'm sorry Krishna, है ना? इतने पाप किए हैं, शर्म लगेगी ना लगेगी? ऐसा नहीं, नीचे सिर दिखाने को नहीं होगा. अध्यात्म ज्ञान नित्यत्वम, दिस आई एम सपोज टू डू. कितने दिन बचे हैं गिन नहीं सकते हम लोग, है ना? मे बी 500 दिन बचे हैं, मे बी 1000 दिन बचे, तो यही तो करने के अध्यात्म ज्ञान नित्यत्वम. नहीं लगे बेमतलब में टाइम बर्बाद कर रहे हैं. तत्व ज्ञानार्थ दर्शनम, very nice. Let us see what are the last. Atma jnana darshanam. Adhyatma, pertaining to the self, jnana, knowledge, nitvatvam, constantly. Nitvatvam, very good. Nitvatvam, constantly is cultivating spiritual knowledge. Kya wonderful life. Constantly, all the time. Wow. Oh, super. Adhyatma jnana nitvatvam, tattva jnana atadarshanam. And he trying to understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Tattva jnana atadarshanam. Etad jnanam iti. This is. Now, sabko, I want to become teacher. एक बोला पता ना, guru trip भी होता है. I want to become teacher. ठीक है. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given order. Amara agya guru bhav. Whatever you know, you teach. That is good. But every service also has ahankara. Because of that, sometimes we want to do service. है ना? बाकी service नहीं करना चाहते. To give lecture. And you want to give lecture, but ये तो इतने सारी stages क्यों नहीं देख रहे अपने? वही पहले ही नहीं है, अदाम भी तो मनम, वही शुरुआत ही नहीं है, आगे क्या जाओगे, है ना? किधर जाओगे? तत्व ज्ञानार्थ दर्शनम एतद ज्ञानम इति प्रोक्तम. So it is said, these steps are there, that means knowledge has descended. If these steps are not there, you see somebody is proud, he has no knowledge. Vidya, Vinaya. अभी उसको ज्ञान शुरुआत भी नहीं हुआ है. विद्या विनया. विद्या मीन्स विनया शुड बी देयर. इति प्रोक्तम अज्ञानम यत अतः अन्यथा. एनीथिंग एल्स इज इग्नोरेंस. इफ दीज 20 थिंग्स आर विजिबल इन समबडी, यू कैन नो नॉलेज हैज कम देयर, है ना? नहीं तो नॉलेज नहीं आया, कुछ और आया. इन द नेम ऑफ नॉलेज, इन द नेम ऑफ ज्ञान अज्ञान. करेक्ट? Okay, thank you. We could, this was beautiful shlokas, what we read today. Today, it has a similar purport is there in this also, what we discussed this. So please try to read. My request will be, become humble. Humble means you chant your rounds attentively. Humble means we read Srila Prabhupada books. Humble means then we associate with devotees. Humble means you understand that I can only advance by blessings and mercy of other devotees. By blessing and mercy of Krishna, of Acharya, I can advance this. We are convinced actually. You are convinced what kind of notorious person you are. You are convinced. Convinced. Not that you need. Actually, it's not that we think 1 minute mein theek ho jayenge, nahi. We actually get convinced. I'm addicted to so many unwanted habits. My Lord, please pick me up. Make me a wonderful devotee. Okay, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Sadhu Pranam.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji, thank you
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Pranam
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna
Dandavat Pranam
Prabhuji, Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama, Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ramo,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ramo,
Rama,
Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo.